community. And yeah, I'm excited to get some races on this track. That was a fat whip, and I don't know how you just survived that.
Go.
YouTube, what's going on? In today's video, we got the brand new WW Ranch created by the homie Kells. We got our boy Zuggy in here with us. Zug, say hi.
Yep.
Yup. I brought Zug along with us because if you guys remember, we did a Yamaha 450 video and Zug was on the Honda 450 video. And we did it on this work in progress track. I can't even remember how long ago it was. I'm going to say it was like 3 months ago, roughly, right? But what I kind of want to do in this video today is kind of talk about the difference between the work in progress to this edition of the track, kind of like a before and after, basically. And I wanted to bring Zug in here with us because he was on that same track with me, and I think he would have some good points as well. Before we get into all the fun stuff, all the details of the before and after, I want to give a big shout out to Kells for allowing us to ride the work in progress track early. For allowing us to ride all of his tracks early, man. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to everybody in X Crew as well. So thank you, Kells. Thank you for putting out some awesome tracks for the community. They just been awesome to see, and as well as like the new tracks that you got coming out, I'm super excited to see those for the community. And yeah, I'm excited to get some races on this track. That was a fat whip, and I don't know how you just survived that.
Go.
But yeah, let's get into some details. What I'm going to also do is put up a video, like on a smaller size video on the screen right here to show you guys a before and after of this track. Kind of like what the difference was from the work in progress to now. You case the shit out of that, and yeah, get shit on. But I think there's a few changes, a couple minor ones, as well as some major changes that you guys can kind of see from the video to now. One of the major changes is the texture. You can totally tell he reworked this texture to basically a brand new texture. I mean, I think it looks actually better than the other one. I don't know about you, Zug, but I think this looks better than before.
Right now I have my shaders off, so
oh, rip.
It definitely looks completely different.
You got the gray screen of death, man. With that, the grayscale game, that's what we like to call it.
No, I still have reshade on.
Oh, but okay, well, anyway. Oh, you got your shaders off in the game. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid.
I've been noticing with this I have a little stutters.
Gotcha. I've noticed a big difference. The other one was more of it's hard to explain. This one's more like a smooth texture. It looks better, to be honest. It looks better to me and than before, and I'm glad he actually changed it. Another update is the sand. Zug, you can totally tell the sand is different, right? From having no shaders on.
It's a lot more white.
Yes, it's like a beach sand. There's like some shells in it as well. There's like a little, like some rocks. I think it's better. Another change to that sand section was he made it a little bit rougher. So it was like you can't really triple into it. Before you can kind of like triple into it on a 450. Now you just can't do that. I think it makes it better. It slows down the track a little bit. It probably makes it better for good racing. I haven't rode this edition in a race yet, which I'm excited to do. But that's what I think about the sand section. I think the overall couple minor details, is just like the roughness. I was honestly doing this video about 100 times earlier, and I was doing it on the wrong track. I downloaded the link that Kel sent me, but it was a previous version of it, and I am so glad I messaged Zug over here and said, Zug, you want to do this with me because I'm failing? And so glad he did, because we had track mismatch, and he was like, bro, you don't even have the updated one. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, so RIP to me, okay? But
would have been very funny.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious if I would have dropped that video, to be honest. But
would have been like, Josh.
Yeah, he would have been like, dude, that's not even an updated track. I would have got roasted. But some minor details is the roughness. I think it's a little bit less.
Definitely not rough as it was.
Yeah, like even the one that I was riding on 20-30 minutes ago, this is way less rough. But I think it's gonna actually help because he made this track with beta 18 in mind, with like the E-road. So I think the E-road will help bring that roughness to the track. And I don't even know if I can say this, but there's a rumor. Well, actually, it's not even a rumor, to be honest. He made in mind with the new OEMs coming out too. He made this track with that in mind. So I think it's gonna rock. I think it's gonna ride pretty well for both the OEMs that we're on currently, as well as the new OEMs that is coming out. Don't have a clue when they're coming out, to be honest, but he did keep that in mind. So this track should be good for all the new OEMs coming out, as well as the OEMs right now. But those are kind of like some of the minor changes. And then you guys can see from the video, the crowd is massive. He has a bunch of crowd in here. He added some banners. He added some buildings, some assets, I should say. And I think it just makes an overall good feel of this track. I think it makes it like really, it brings it all together, honestly. It brings the whole...
Makes it feel like a track.
Yeah, exactly. That's
sort of like a backyard kind of put together track.
Yeah, exactly. I think it makes it really cool. This is only the outdoor track, and you guys remember from the other video, if you guys remember from the other video, there's a supercross track on this place. I wouldn't even say this is necessarily a compound. On this WW Ranch track, there's a supercross track. It's nothing special. We'll go to it right now. Just hop over the berm. Oh shit. We'll hop over the berm. Nothing too special about it. I think it's a nice supercross track. Nice to like probably get away from the outdoors if you're in a lobby and you want to mix it up for a tiny bit before the race starts. It's nice to have something else where you can just ride on. This is the same. I think it's actually an updated texture from the work in progress video, but it's the same texture that I was rocking on like 30 minutes ago. So it's not really too much different. He changed up a little bit of supercross. I think he like fixed some scaling on it, but overall I think it's a good supercross. Not the greatest, but I don't think he was really aiming for this to be the greatest supercross track. He has some stuff coming out that I think is going to be fire, so I'm excited for that. I just jumped over Zug and I just made him totally eat shit. But yeah, this supercross is nice to get away from the outdoors, come over here, vibe for a little bit, then get back onto the outdoors. So with that being said, honestly, Zug, I think this is possibly like one of my favorite tracks, like the outdoors.
Yes,
like
track.
Yeah, I said this from the other video too. Like, it's hands down my favorite track, I think, of all time, possibly. Because when we were doing the work in progress, when he had the work in progress, we just did lap after lap after lap. Remember that? We were just doing lap after lap, and it was a lot of fun. Like, we weren't getting bored of it, which is always a good sign for a track. I think if you can have that type of track and you can just do lap after lap after lap, it makes for the racing to be fun. It makes for the lobbies to have a better time in it. You're not just like, okay, let's go to the next track instantly, you know? So big shout out to Kells for somehow doing that, you know, somehow making this my favorite track of all time. So but honestly, I'm excited for what he has in store. I'm excited for this track, and thank you, Zug, for hopping on here with me and just vibing out with me on this track. It brings me calmness to have someone else in here when I'm talking, because otherwise I'm just with my own demons, my own thoughts, my own demons, man. I've done this like 100 times, and every single time I messed up, like really bad. If I'm having an audience, I can't mess up, you know. I have to be perfect. I'm not always perfect, but thank you, Zug, for allowing me to use you as a audience.
No problem.
And big shout out to Kells for this awesome track. I'm excited for the future. If you guys haven't already, go download the track, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll catch you guys back here in the next MX Bikes video. Zug, stay on the track, man. Come on.